So today I'm going to be doing a first impression on the new Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Foundation and the concealer. So I just picked these up literally 30 minutes ago and I'm really excited to try them out for you. The one thing I did notice whenever I went and looked at the line, all the color range, is that I had to get porcelain, which is 10, the lowest one, and 20 or 15, the one next to it, was super red and like 5 shades darker. So it goes from a huge jump from the lightest to the next shade, which I didn't like at all, but I'm hoping these will work out for me in my skin tone. It's probably gonna be a little light, but that's okay. We can fix that with bronzer and warming of our skin. But I got Ivory in the concealer because they did the exact same thing with the coloring of the concealer, but the darker shades looked very red, so really dark skin tones. That's this might be a really good line for your super light skin tones. All the medium lights and medium skin tones, it's probably not going to work for you. But so this foundation claims to be a skin transforming foundation, which we're not going to know that on this video. I just am going to see how it wears throughout the day and how it blends onto the skin. But it has titanium dioxide sunscreen, SPF 15, and it's with non-ACTYLC, and it's oil free, and it's an ounce container. Now first looking at this, I don't like the glass bottle because it's not really great and easy to travel with. It's kind of bulky, but I love that it has a pump on there. And the wand, I like that it is a, I'm pretty sure it's a doe foot, but let's see. The concealer says 2-in-1 targeted concealer plus corrector with the ACTYLC, an ingredient known for its antioxidant benefits. Okay, so there you go. So the concealer instantly provides all-day flawless correction, visibly reduces the look of dark circles, spots, and imperfections for better looking skin in 3 weeks. So it says the concealer targets dark circles, spots, and imperfections. So it's an all-over concealer, so you can use it under your eyes and on your blemishes and scars. So we will see how that does. But first I'm going to apply the foundation. So I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand. So I did, that's 3 pumps. Can you even see that? Yeah. And I'm going to be using a brush. I know a lot of you want me to use beauty blenders in my first impressions, but I just, honestly, I don't really like beauty blenders. I can use them for maybe a week or 2, and then after that I start breaking out. No matter how many times I put it in the microwave, no matter how many times I try to sterilize it, it just doesn't work. But I love the Real Techniques stippling brush. It's the angled one like this. I'm just going to get a little on there. And you do see I have a lot of breakouts from having my baby. A lot of hormonal breakouts. But yeah, it does seem lighter than my skin. But let's just see. It's a lot lighter than my skin, but okay, so first off, when I stipple it onto my face, it does well, but as soon as I start to like rub it in like this, it kind of like blotches up a little bit. But it doesn't have a weird smell or anything, which I'm a fan of. I know a lot of L'Oreal products, they put scents in, and Maybelline, they're pretty good about not doing that. Okay, so it did cover some. I mean, you can still see some redness, so I'm going to try to build it up and just dab it on the spots instead of rubbing it in and see how that does. Whoa! Okay, so it's a lot. Jesus, I look so white. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to come back from that. Look at my neck. Wow. Okay, so let's just focus on the cover besides how white it is. But it definitely covered up a good bit, as you see. Obviously, because it makes my face look white. You can still see my breakouts a little bit there, but we'll see how the concealer does. Other than that, looking at it right now, it does not look like it looks like normal skin. I can see my pores. It is gathering in some dry areas. Okay, so I just kind of buffed it in a little bit more on my face. It did shear it out a little bit, but it's making it look a little bit more like skin, but it still doesn't look fully like skin. But it did cover a lot, as you see. Bam, bam, like there's a big difference there. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish my face. Okay, so looking in the mirror, it doesn't look like skin. Like it went into my pores a little bit. It's hugging around my dry spots. and you can still see pimples and stuff there, but we're gonna see how the concealer does in a second. But so far it's not a bad foundation, honestly. It is a little too light for my face. Maybe that could be what's going on and playing tricks on me, but let me bring you in a little more. But it doesn't look natural to me. I don't know, I might look at this later and editing this might look a little bit better, but I feel like it made my skin look a little bit more dry than it actually is, which is not saying that's a mattifying foundation, it's just saying it looks like skin. But yeah, so since it's so much lighter, I definitely have to concentrate on my ears. But it doesn't look horrible. I mean, I feel like I could go out with no eye makeup and it looks natural from a distance, but from up close, you can definitely tell I'm wearing foundation. Alright, so let's move on to concealer. So, yeah, let's see what it has going on in here. So it is a doe foot wand applicator. First I'm going to do under my eyes. See how that does. I'll do this side with my finger, I'll do the other side with my brush. But this feels really nice under the eyes. It feels kind of lightweight, and it does seem to be covering a lot, which I'm a huge fan on it, if it actually does that. If it actually stays throughout the day too, will be a huge trick. So the concealer actually looks pretty good in person. So the concealer actually is not blending really well. I mean, it blended into my skin well, but it's settling into my fine lines under my eye. But let's see how it does with the brush. Okay, so it pretty much looks the same, but it did blend a little bit better where it doesn't look as bad under my eye. Actually, it looks worse. I just pulled up a lot more product on this side, but so it pretty much looks the same underneath. I don't know if it's even picking it up on camera, but it's settling into my fine lines. I'm not a big fan of that, but let's see if we can cover this bad boy up over here. Okay, so it actually did a pretty good job of covering that up. Wow, okay, so this is a really nice concealer. Dang, like really good for spots. So I would highly recommend this for if you want to do spots on your face. I've never actually found a concealer that has a doe foot wand on it that actually covers up like it says it does on spots, but we'll see how it does throughout the day as well. And I would say definitely blending out with your finger does well. But going back and looking at them, it made them look very cakey-ish. Let's try this on the neck. For some reason I got a pimple on my neck. Don't know how that happened. Which, okay, so it did blend that out well. So for the concealer, I look so bright. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, so for on my concealer, I would say I really like it on like the spots, not so much under the eyes because it is settling into my fine lines and kind of making it look a little dry. So first off, I would go ahead and say that this does not look like better than skin. The concealer is really well. I did it on my neck where I didn't have any foundation and it covered really nicely, even though it's kind of like a white ring around where it is, but it did cover it nicely and it didn't make it look too cakey. However, on top of the foundation, it does look a little bit cakey. It does settle into dry spots on pimples, but it does cover the pimples better than it covers under eye circles because it did settle. If you do have fine lines or you have more mature skin, this is going to settle into those areas. But yeah, so better than skin? No, don't think so. But we'll see how it wears throughout the day and see how it does under the rest of my makeup. So I'm going to put that on and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so makeup went on smoothly, except for really on my forehead. It looks kind of red because whenever I didn't powder it first, and I guess it was still a little damp, but it kind of smudged off a little bit whenever I put on my bronzer. So you can even see that a little bit. So as you see, I did have to put quite a bit of bronzer on. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but my face is still kind of wet and tacky where it was, so I should have powdered before, but since there wasn't a powder in the line, I didn't want to put a translucent powder or anything like that on top. I wanted it to be true for itself because maybe it doesn't need a powder, maybe it's going to stay put all day, but we will see. Alright guys, so I will talk to you back in just a few hours and let you know how it's holding up, probably in 4 hours, and yeah, so I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, so this is 5 hours later, which is holding up pretty well. It's a little bit dark under my eyes, so I wouldn't say it's perfect for under eye concealer, but my spots are still pretty well concealed. The ones that poked out have come out. That one's come out from my shirt rubbing there, but everywhere else it looks really, really nice. It's not too shiny. I mean, I have a little bit of shine right here, and that's from not wearing any powder. We just went outside and spent a little bit out there, and we've been inside working for a few hours, and it's been kind of hot in here. So you
look hot.
Shut up. For it to last this long already is really nice for this deep into the summer. My blush is still exactly where it was when I applied it earlier. My bronzer still there. It's not like, it hasn't really melted off my face at all, which is really nice. So my lipstick's completely worn off because we just ate some po' boys, but yeah. So anywho, guys, I will be back at the end of the night before I take it off and let you know my final thoughts. Alright guys, so it's the end of the day, and I'm about to go wash all my makeup off. Parker's down, she's been bathed, and she's now sleeping, and it's me and Garrett's time to wind down and then me go to sleep. But I just want to do a quick summary of how I feel about the makeup. So as you see, that my makeup has stayed up really well today. Like, it's still around my nose, it hasn't come off the tip of my nose, maybe a little bit on my chin, but not bad like most makeup that I have. Never put powder on today, and it's like one of the worst days, one of the hottest days here in Louisiana, and it still stayed intact, and I still look shiny and glowy over here. My blush is pretty much gone, but it's still, you know, there's still a little bit there, and it didn't run down my face, it didn't melt, which is huge. And so I actually am very happy and really surprised how well this has held up. So these are the items. They are brand new out there, but under my eyes it actually held up really well too. I didn't think it was at the beginning of the day, and as the day went on it didn't settle in my lines. Like, after it sat for maybe an hour or so, it started to go down. After this 5-hour mark when I last talked to you guys, I still had it around like dry spots, but now it's kind of gone off of that. I don't know if it's just wearing away or what, but most of the places where I had applied this to pimples, it's still there. You can't really even see anything like that. So I'm really pleasantly surprised by this product, and I'm really excited that I just happened to walk by the stand and pick it up and to try out for you guys. But anyways, definitely go try it out. If you have oily skin, dry skin, it's gonna cling on at the beginning, but if you have like oily to dry skin. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this first impression, and I will talk to you later. Bye.